Infancy. Active movement, making the connection between movement and learning to develop the whole child. Reinu and Iqbal are keen to talk about Hannah possibly developing a flat head.
When she was slightly younger, we had Hannah always having her head turned to the right. So she started developing a bit of flatness on her right side of her head. And from then on, we tried to encourage her to move her head more towards the left, which was sleeping, especially during daytime. So the flatness, I think, is kind of going away.
The reason for her naturally wanting to look to her right side was probably because when she was in utero in your tummy, there probably wasn't much room for her to move, so she actually was looking that way and stuck in that position. And so the muscles would have developed on that one side more than they would have on the other side, which would be causing her to look one way and not the other. What we have to be aware of is that while they are awake, there are lots of other positions that we can put baby in to reshape the head.
Try to minimise time in car seats and strollers, as this also contributes to flat heads. Experiment by carrying baby around on her tummy.
So you can see here I'm just holding her and she's actually getting tummy time now. I'm supporting underneath her chest and underneath her hips. And she's really happy in that position. When you're feeding, changing sides, because you're bottle feeding, it's actually really important for a couple of reasons actually. Because if you're always feeding her on one side, she's getting pressure on that side of the head and not on the other side. And the other thing is if you tuck her in here like this, you're only getting one eye, getting more development than the other eye. I also encourage parents to side lie their baby, which means instead of them lying on their back while they're awake, to actually use a rolled up towel and just prop it underneath the baby's back. And while baby's so little, the head is quite malleable, so it's quite easily manipulated and the head shape can be changed. How does she like her tummy?
With Hannah, basically, I think she doesn't last long on her tummy.
Right.
She kind of bristles after a few minutes.
A few minutes is fantastic. A few minutes is just great.
Tummy time need only be 10 seconds at a time in the beginning. And don't forget to get down on the floor yourself and play with baby. And while you're there, try using the plantar reflex to encourage her to start moving.
There we go, there's a big push. This reflex she used when you were giving birth, she pushed against your muscle wall, okay, which is one of the reasons that it hurt so much. But you see what she's doing here? She's actually learning that if I push hard with my feet, I'm going to get that toy.
Willow is only 2 months older than Hannah, and she's already figured this out.
Given that Hannah has got silent reflux, when is a good time to give her tummy time?
Just because a baby has reflux doesn't mean that we shouldn't do tummy time. That's a really important point. But you will find that you need to do little and often rather than long periods of time. For reflux babies, they often don't like the floor because it's such a hard surface. So finding something nice and soft, like perhaps a beach ball to roll her on. And sometimes a great place to do it is in the bath. Look how beautiful Hannah's muscle tone is. She's lifting her head right up beautifully. I'm supporting her under her chest because if you have a baby that doesn't have really good muscle tone, you can still do tummy time in the bath, but you do have to just support. See where my hand is, just underneath her chest there like that? And you may want to hold her just under her bottom like that. And you can see what we've got in here is some little toys, so she's focusing on those, which is really great for eye development as well, so we can make her eyes move while she's in the bath. I hear thunder.
Babies at this age learn primarily through sensory awareness. The bath is a great place to stimulate the senses.
Pitter, pitter, raindrops, pitter, pitter, raindrops. I'm wet through, so are you. You can also start to do some rolling. Everybody's rolling.
Rhymes like this can be found in the Active Movement and Water brochures, a collaboration between Spark and Swimming New Zealand. The waterproof pages are designed to be ripped out and stuck on the bath, providing parents with fun ideas for learning and development at bath time. And when it's time for sleep, Jill favours swaddling with her hands in front.
And then you bring this part of the cloth around here. That's a natural position for a baby to be in, and so when you put them on their tummy, the natural position is for their hands to come around and push themselves up. If they lie on their backs a lot and they're not swaddled, what actually happens is the hands are back here like this. When you actually lie them on their tummy, they lie on their tummies and their hands tend to pull back like this, and they feel really uncomfortable about bringing their hands this way. So we're actually training the hands to come forward by wrapping them up in that cloth.
It's all about the senses at this age, so toys that attract baby visually and make a noise are great. Surround baby with toys she can explore with her hands and put in her mouth. A mirror provides fun and a learning opportunity. Smile at her, make funny faces, blow raspberries, and introduce her to her body parts.
Nose. Where's your cute little nose? It's in the middle of your face. That's right. And your beautiful eyes. How many eyes? 1, 2 little eyes.